Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here from the Hedera Foundation, and I thought I'd share this with you. So they say, we're excited to announce that the AUDD, Australian Digital Dollar stablecoin, has officially launched on the Hedera network. Through this integration, we look forward to driving digital payments through APAC and beyond. Leveraging the stablecoin studio, AUDD Digital on Hedera benefits from the network's enterprise-grade performance, including transaction finality in seconds, predictable fees of 0.001 USD per transfer, and a carbon-negative footprint. Through this integration, we look forward to driving digital money forward in APAC and beyond through real-world financial use cases on Hedera, from cross-border or micro-payments to digital marketplaces and green asset flows. Okay guys, really great stuff to see here. So, look, I know when you guys think about stablecoins, and I've said this before, but I know you guys think about stablecoins and it doesn't really bother you because it's not really an investment, right? So a lot of people just don't care when it comes to stablecoins. I think people need to just understand that like stablecoins is going to play a huge factor within crypto and adoption. Why? Stablecoins is going to be for a lot of people like their first kind of entry into crypto. Like what's going to happen is every country, like how you've got here now the Australian digital dollar, like every country will have their own native stablecoin because it's basically like a digital representation of their country's currency, right? So of course that's what's going to happen. So if they're all embracing crypto, then they're all going to need to have their own digital representation of their currency on the blockchain or the hashgraph. So let me just show you something here. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but Donald Trump has been trying to get this Genius bill or Genius Act passed through to get legislation for stablecoins. So I've got this here. There is speculation that there will be up to $2 trillion in demand for US dollars over the next several years from digital assets. Now, granted, this is speculation, so this is not a guarantee. But look, the point that I'm trying to make to you here, let's say it's not 2 trillion. What if it's 1 trillion? It could be 3 trillion. It could be more than you expect. But the point being is we're talking a lot of money. And this is going to bring into crypto. And as they start to learn more about crypto, what's probably going to happen? Investments into crypto, right? Of course. So this is a huge thing. And this is why I say, like, don't just downplay this kind of stuff because you think, oh, it's just a stable coin. Like it's not an investment. It's not a crypto I can invest and make money in. It doesn't matter. This is aiding with real world like adoption, like mass adoption. Because at some point, when all countries have got their own stablecoin, it will be a thing where companies will accept stablecoins to pay for things. So, if you're someone who wants to keep your money within the crypto ecosystem, it could be a thing of, hey, I don't want to, put my money into fiat currency or anything like that. I'll just keep it as a stablecoin. And they could say, hey, we now accept you paying your energy bills in stablecoins. I think they'll accept crypto as well, at a certain point. But at the moment, they'll say, yeah, we'll accept it in stablecoins. And so people who want to just stay within the crypto ecosystem will now be able to pay their bills and pay for things via stablecoins. And this is stuff that will be utilized through the Hedera hashgraph, right? Like, I'm not saying it will only be the Hedera hashgraph, but this is all like adoption coming through for these networks. So, look at this as a big thing because this can introduce people into crypto because, even if they start off with, a stable coin, it could be like, oh, okay, so, what's all this stuff then, this digital technology and this digital stable coin that I now have? And it's like, oh, you can get these other crypto assets that do these things. Oh, let me maybe dabble in this then. And HBAR's the token that this runs on, this stablecoin runs on. Okay, maybe it's worth me buying a bit of that then. This is how this stuff works. Like you get into these things, you learn more about it, and then you start speculating, right? You start looking at things and, getting yourself involved in it, and then you start to speculate and see what assets you think are worth holding. So this is going to be good for crypto in a whole, and it's adoption. Like this is adoption of the networks because even to use the stablecoins, they're on the Hedera hashgraph, for example. They're on, the XRP ledger. They're on the Ethereum network, right? Like it's going to be on all these different networks. So this is helping with like the mass adoption aspect of this. So just understand that, like, just because it is a stablecoin, I get, like, it's not, it's not as enticing to hear this kind of stuff. It doesn't make it sound like as great. But this is real world adoption. This is adoption on a mass scale. And, like, even when it's saying here 2 trillion in the demand, this is just for US dollars. Think about every country, think about the Great British Pound, the yuan, yen, all these different currencies, right, that could be, gaining from this. So when you start looking at it from a global scale, this is huge. This really is huge. So look, guys, like, you may think this is nothing, but trust me, this is really something. It really is. So glad to see this. I look forward to seeing more of it. As I say, I do think you'll start to see more and more countries bringing in their own, country stablecoin. I think that will happen. And, this is what I'm saying. Like, you're starting to see everything come together now. You're starting to see these countries trying to get their own stablecoin built. And, as you saw here, they said they'd done it through the stablecoin studio. So another huge use case for Hedera, another huge thing that they had that led them to make the stablecoin with ease. So again, huge plus for the network. So, this is just great stuff to see, guys. So I thought I'd share it with you. But yes, this is what you're looking at when you're talking about mass adoption. This is going to bring huge adoption for Hedera. So this is huge. It really is. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.